James, that wraps up our first archipelago for the evening with the Inner Hebrides. And we now have a treat because we are going to go out to your native Outer Hebrides.
Yeah, thanks.
And I would love for you to kind of introduce the next clip that we're going to see.
So this really is to give you an overview of what I see every day in my life. I love to go out and experience the island. One of the greatest things about being here is we've got big skies, beautiful seas, shell sand beaches, and it's just an incredible place to live on an island, to be a part of an island. You're always going out to look for something different. And the greatest thing that changes how an island is the light. And this is just an overview of the island. It's short clips that I've taken with a drone and video, and I'll just show you the variety of landscape and things that we actually have here.
All right, well, this is a real treat. I'm going to sit back and enjoy, and James, you're going to give us some live voiceover for this one. So we will leave Staffa here and go to the Outer Hebrides.
So you're now looking at the landscape from the island of Barra. And this is one of the things about the Hebrides. You've got this beautiful color of sea, this azure color, this beautiful clarity of water. There's no pollution. And it's just one of the most incredible places to live. And everywhere you go, there are these incredible scenes and some of the most beautiful, stunning beaches you could ever see in the world. We've got some beaches here that are number 2 and 3 in the world. And as you can see, this is the height of summer. This is July. There's about 10 people on that beach. This is below my house. This is looking out onto the tidal pools, looking over towards the island of Harris. Again, not a person in sight. And then we have this treeless landscape of moorlands and lochs. And where I live is more lochs on the east coast and water. But we have lots of ancient archaeology as well. And that's one of the things you'll find on the islands, occupied for about 6,000 years. And you'll come across them. But of course, walking the beaches is great. You have the island to yourself at times. If we see 2 people on the beach, it's too crowded. You can come here and go fly fishing. You can go out and head out into the little boats. And we call this sailing through clouds. The clouds come. And of course, we meet my friends. In the wintertime, I go onto the beaches, and these cows are on the beaches, the Highland cows. They're just beautiful. They even steal my sandwiches. In other islands, you've got Victorian lodges, and you look out over these incredible tidal flats, which fill with the Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful little villages where people live. But if you were out to the outdoors as well, you can come kayaking. You can go into this incredible clarity of water with such a variety of landscape to experience. And again, these are these shell sand beaches. And this incredible habitat that you have here on the right-hand side. Maher, you can see some camper vans, but looking to the high hills of Harris. And of course, the inter-island ferries. This is a real experience, your chance to meet the locals. Get on a ferry, hear the Gaelic language spoken, and sail in and out of the islands. And this is a little island called Eriskay, famous for the SS Politician and the sinking and loss of 200,000 bottles of whiskey at one time. But look at this. This is what we classify as a horseshoe sand beach. This is one of our 2 nature reserves. Just stunning place. I'm down on these beaches. I've been on them since I was 6 years of age. And every day I go on them. And in the summertime, in spring, we start to plough the harvest. And I used to do this with my dad. And then at the end of the summer, we have millions and millions of flowers, 152 different species of wildflower growing here in the Machars. And there's one island you can come to, you can land on a beach. The only place in Europe you can land on a beach on a daily schedule. So that's just a little overview of my world, how I see it.
Well, it is an exceptionally beautiful world. I think I was especially taken aback just seeing it, that big horseshoe beach, and knowing that that's part of a nature preserve and not something that they've tried to turn into some big beach destination.
Yeah. No, we'll never have that.
I mean, you said that you went to that beach since you were 6 years old, and I'm so interested, James, how did it come to be that you and your family lived out in the Outer Hebrides?
Well, I was very fortunate. I was fostered here at the age of 6. So I was a child that came from nowhere and landed up on this incredible archipelago. My mum was a head teacher. My dad worked in a seaweed factory. We had sheep, chickens, cows, everything. And I was indoctrinated into this place. So you become a part of the island. It grows in you. You can never leave it. You always have this. There's a Gaelic word called Cianalus, which means there's a drawing, the longing. You've always want to go home. You always have to get back to this place. And I've always maintained that I will try and keep the mind of a child by going on these beaches every day, just like I did when I was 6 years of age.
And so do you continue to live on the same island that you grew up on?
I live in the same village. I see the same people that I grew up with. It's almost tribal in a way. We all have our own villages. So I live in a very beautiful village called Solas, and we've got all the beautiful beaches, and we think we're special. But then the next village along thinks the same thing. But it's an incredible place to live.
I remember we had a show on Andalusia, and I remember our guest was from Sevilla, and I remember her saying, like, well, almost seeming surprised when Rick asked her if she would ever consider leaving. She was like, "No, this is my place. These are my people. I'm rooted here." And I think that a lot of times Europeans, obviously not always, but I think many of them have that sense of rootedness in a way that maybe we don't to the same extent here in the US. Do you feel like a lot of the people on your island end up staying?
Yeah, a lot do. I mean, we do think of leaving. There are times we really think of leaving. But lockdown was a really big eye-opener for us. It gave us back our world. And everything else happened outside us for about 2 years. And it made us appreciate. And I spoke to somebody in my village who I hadn't spoken to for 10 years. And I saw him in lockdown walking down the beach. And he only lives a mile away from me. And it made us realize that the society has made us change a little bit, so we became more aware of each other again. So you got back that love for the place.
And yeah, I'm sure that the weather is not as beautiful every day as it was in your videos.
No, we have it's like the weather in Orkney. We have 2 seasons, 6 seasons of winter and 6 seasons of autumn and 2 days of summer. But you can come here and get weeks and weeks. When I was growing up as a child, we used to have 12 weeks of sunshine and warmth. We're not guaranteed that anymore. But if you get the beautiful days, there's nowhere more beautiful.